Macintosh speak for itself?
Hello, I'm Macintosh. It sure is great to get out of that bag.
We think a lot of them are going to get into the home, but we like to say they're going to get there through the garage door. People are going to bring them home over the weekend to work on something. Sunday morning, they're not going to be able to get their kids away from them, and maybe someday they'll even buy a second one to leave at home.
The strangest thing about Apple is it hasn't had a good consumer product. Here's one of the best consumer brands in the world, and they haven't had a compelling product under $2,000. And the one we introduced today, the iMac, is incredibly sweet. So I think it's going to make a big difference. This $1,299 product is faster than the fastest Pentium 2 you can buy. You can go out and buy a 400 megahertz Pentium 2 and this thing smokes it. And so it's amazing. And the market's never had a consumer product this powerful and this cool looking.
What is iPod? iPod is an MP3 music player, has CD quality music, and it plays all of the popular open formats of digital music. But the biggest thing about iPod is it holds 1,000 songs. Now this is a quantum leap because for most people it's their entire music library. This is huge. The coolest thing about iPod is that your entire music library fits in your pocket.
I've got a pocket right here. Now this pocket's been the one that your iPod's gone in, traditionally. The iPod and the iPod mini fit great in there. You ever wonder what this pocket's for? I've always wondered that. Well, now we know, because this is the new iPod mini. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. The question has arisen lately, is there room for a third category of device in the middle? Something that's between a laptop and a smartphone. And of course, we've pondered this question for years as well. The bar's pretty high. In order to really create a new category of devices, those devices are going to have to be far better at doing some key tasks. And we call it the iPad. And what this device does is extraordinary. You can browse the web with it. It is the best browsing experience you've ever had. It's phenomenal to see a whole web page right in front of you, and you can manipulate with your fingers. It's unbelievably great. Way better than a laptop. Way better than a smartphone. For 2010, we're going to take the biggest leap since the original iPhone. And so today we're introducing iPhone 4. The fourth generation iPhone. Stop me if you've already seen this. Believe me, you ain't seen it. You've got to see this thing in person. It is one of the most beautiful designs you've ever seen. Hey, Johnny. I grew up here in the U.S. with the Jetsons and with Star Trek and communicators, and just dreaming about this, dreaming about video calling, and it's real now. we're going to introduce today iPad 2, the second generation iPad. It is an all-new design. It is not a tweaked design. It's not got marginal improvements. It's a completely new design. And the first thing is, it's dramatically faster. One of the most startling things about the iPad 2 is it is dramatically thinner. Not a little bit thinner, a third thinner. And that is iPad 2. As always, I'd also like to thank everyone's families because they support us and let us do what we love to do. So thank you very much to our extended families out there who make it possible for us to work our tails off making these great products for you.
Death of a man who literally changed the way we live our lives every day. Steve Jobs, the visionary founder and leader of Apple Computer, has died at the age of 56. A giant in business, technology, and entertainment, Steve Jobs had been battling pancreatic cancer for 8 years. His place in history was assured when he helped invent the personal computer, but that was only the beginning. Here is ABC's Bill Weir.
Before he put a virtual world at our fingertips.
And we call it the iPad.
Before he turned household tools into objects of desire.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Before he changed the way we are entertained.
And you can watch it on your iPod.
A 20-year-old Steve Jobs launched a revolution from his parents' garage. With buddy Steve Wozniak, they set out to move the power of the computer from the laboratory to your lap.
The penalty for failure for going and trying to start a company in this valley is non-existent.
And his brimming confidence was validated when they launched the Macintosh.
We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees.
But the 80s brought a power struggle with Apple's board, and Jobs was soon fired from the company he founded.
And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating.
But he did not wallow, and in his 30s he met his wife, started another computer company called Next, and took over Pixar, changing animation forever.
My name is Woody, and this is Andy's room.
In '96, Apple bought Next, and soon Jobs was back in charge, leading a digital renaissance. After his return, Apple stock soared more than 7,000%, turning that garage startup into one of the most valuable companies in history. And in a valley of geniuses, his myth grew into Thomas Edison meets Willy Wonka proportions, building anticipation for invention shrouded in secrecy.
Are you using that currently as your phone?
I haven't been able to because I can't take it out in public.
While keeping his life fiercely under wraps. Not even his board knew of his pancreatic cancer.
I just wanted to mention this.
And he didn't reveal he'd had a liver transplant until after the procedure.
I now have the liver of a mid-20s person who died in a car crash.
Through life, while his body grew frail, that mind, that drive, never quit. A standing ovation welcomed his surprise appearance at the spring launch of the iPad 2. But then came this letter in August. I've always said that if there ever came a day when I could no longer meet my duties, I would be the first to let you know, he wrote. Unfortunately, that day has come. Here was a man who had peered into the future, seeing how we'd work and play 20 years before we'd ever hold the proof.
Everything will be portable. People want large color screens that they can put photographs on. People want motion video.
And when the body began to fail, he was driven anew by the clock and that burning need to build something great.
Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important.
A titan of American business, Steve Jobs was just 56 years old. He leaves behind a wife and 4 children. And just minutes ago, Apple's board of directors issued a statement saying, in part, Steve's brilliance, passion, and energy were the source of countless innovations that enrich and improve all of our lives. The world is immeasurably better because of Steve. We're going to have much more on the life and impact of this remarkable American, Steve Jobs, on a special edition of Nightline. And you can get the latest anytime at abcnews.com. I'm Terry Moran in New York.
史蒂夫·乔布斯出生于1955年2月24日。1972年高中毕业后，在俄勒冈州波特兰市的里德学院只念了1学期的书。1974年，乔布斯在一家公司找到设计电脑游戏的工作。2年后，21岁的乔布斯和26岁的沃兹尼艾克在乔布斯家的车库里成立了苹果电脑公司。乔布斯被认为是计算机业界与娱乐业界的标志性人物，同时人们也把他视作麦金塔计算机、iPad、iPod、iTunes Store、iPhone 等知名数字产品的缔造者。乔布斯同时也是前 Pixar 动画公司的董事长及行政总裁。这间公司于2006年被迪士尼收购，乔布斯也因此成为迪士尼最大的个人股东。近8年来，乔布斯的健康状况牵动着全球苹果迷和投资者的心。2003年10月，乔布斯被检查出胰腺癌，4年7月，他接受了胰腺癌手术。2009年4月，乔布斯又进行了肝脏移植手术。到了2011年的1月，苹果向外正式宣布了乔布斯因病休假的消息。2011年8月24日，苹果公司董事会宣布乔布斯辞去首席执行官职位。
我们今天也特别准备了由著名组合空气补给乐队演唱的《再见》，来送给乔布斯。乔布斯永远的离去了，但是他的创新思想应该会被人们铭记。
I can see the pain living in your eyes, and I know how hard you try. You deserve to have so much more. I can feel your heart and I sympathize, and I'll never criticize all you've ever meant to my life. I don't wanna let you down, I don't wanna lead you on, I don't wanna hold you back from where you might belong. You would never ask me why, my heart is so disguised, I just can't live a lie anymore. I would rather hurt myself than to ever make you cry. There's nothing left to say but goodbye.
You got my heart in a spin. You reel me out and then you reel me in. What the hell am I supposed to do when I've fallen so in love with you? If you were to agree, I'd give over every part of me. As it is, I think that you should know you go. No, baby, sweet baby, oh baby, can't you see how hard I've tried to put this longing that I feel aside? Problem is I can't try enough. Nobody told me it would be so tough. Patiently I wait each day. Just 3 words I wanna hear you say. To me you drop off my pain. Why else would you make me wait in vain? Hey baby,
花开花落又是一季，春天啊你在哪？